Welcome to another episode of Red Fox on the Run. I'm your host, Christiana Roussel. At the intersection of where passion meets purpose is the life that we make. And it's not always the life we had planned, the life we had sketched out for ourselves when we were 10 years old. But if we do it right and we're intentional, we could create a life that matters. In this episode, I sit down with Ragan Cain, Chief Administrative Officer for TACALA Group, who also has a passion for creating a life of beauty. And she shares that in her Instagram account, which is really incredibly curated. So I hope you take a listen, dive in. Can't wait to hear what your takeaways are. And thanks for being here. Hey, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Red Fox on the Run. Today, I am sitting down with none other than Ragan Cain. I'm so glad you are here. I know we're both a little nervous because we don't know each other well, but I have long admired you and known you from kind of like design circles, and I've followed your Instagram for a long time. And it wasn't until later that I learned you have a really big job. So I kind of want you, we're going to talk a lot about what your passions are today, but I want to start with you telling everybody how you introduce yourself.
Okay, well, thank you for having me. First of all, we'll see how this goes. I'm probably more of a listener than a talker, so we'll see what you can get out of me today.
Okay.
But thank you for having me. And yes, that's probably confirmation that Instagram is not reality. That you don't know all of that about me. But I am in my 25th year this year with a company called TACALA. It's the words Taco Bell and Alabama combined.
Okay.
We're a Taco Bell legacy Taco Bell franchise. And 3 years ago, we started franchising Seven Brew, which hopefully all your listeners know what Seven Brew is, but it's a new concept, drive-through coffee and drinks, energy drinks, and lots of fun things like that.
How many drive-throughs do you have with the Seven Brew?
We have 70 drive-throughs. 70, and 385 Taco Bells all over the Southeast.
Wow.
So we operate collectively in 9 states. I started in accounting. I have a traditional accounting background, went to school at Birmingham Southern.
RIP Birmingham Southern.
Yes, indeed. I have evolved my career into overseeing most of the administrative functions for the business. So anything back of house, I don't want to get too boring or too technical. But I do not do in-store operations, but anything that supports the day-to-day operations of our businesses.
Okay, that's a
my
lot.
wheelhouse.
That's a lot.
It's a lot, but I love it. It is. I like to say it is honorable work. We employ about 15,000 people, and
That's huge.
I love what I do.
Yeah. What's the one part of your job that you love the most?
The people.
Okay.
I think anybody that said, I don't think it matters what you do day to day. The people make your business.
Mm.
And if anybody argues that, I'd like to really understand why. So helping people grow their careers, helping people find their success, whether it's the people in our restaurants that I have very deep relationships with many of them, or the people in our corporate team. People have done that for me along the way. And being able to do that for other people can be life-changing if you let it.
Okay. And then you also do accounting too. Is that correct?
I did.
Okay.
We have a rock star accounting team in our company. I did that for the first 10-ish years of my career, maybe 10 or 15 years. And that team currently reports to me, but it's not what I do day in and day out anymore.
Okay. Was that a big relief to kind of get that off your plate?
It was a relief because I think they're better than I ever was at accounting, but also there's a lot of sadness in letting go of what you always believed was your core competency.
I can see that.
You know, 2 things can be true at once, and I've told them that along the way, but they do an amazing job. Again, it kind of goes back to providing opportunities for other people, and that's what it has done. And we've grown so much. I was the second CPA at TACALA, and now I think we have 8 or 9. I've lost count. So,
oh my gosh,
lots of opportunities for lots of amazing people that we have on our team.
Yeah. So you have said something when you and I were talking that you have 2 mornings. And so that's how you kind of break up your workday. And tell me a little bit about that.
So I've always been a morning person. That's just, I guess, part of how God made me. But I took this concept from Jim Collins, who he has a new book out called How to Make a Life, I think, or something close to that. And I listened to part of it on a podcast, and he talked about how he has 2 mornings. Like, he has a super early morning. I think he maybe starts his day at 4:00. And then by the time his wife or coworker or whatever starts their morning at 8:00, it's like his second morning. So I've sort of stolen that concept from him, because it's, I guess, how I also run my life. But I like to get to the office really early, or wherever I am, and kind of catch up on emails and have quiet time. And then by the time the day really gets going, I feel like I'm having my second morning. And it just works for me. It's how I can make my day and life and work day run better.
That makes sense. I do that sometimes, like on Sundays, or like my day that I will spend planning the whole week. And so it's a different version kind of 2 mornings, maybe. It's just, I plan the week so that when I get up in the morning, I can hit the ground running. I know what I'm doing that day.
Now, we'll get to this later. My husband and I do not have children, so I have to caveat that by saying I don't have to get in a carpool line at 7 or 7:30. So I can do that, and it works for me. It does not. I know that does not work for
Everybody
everyone.
has a chapter or a season. Hopefully people listening to this or watching, they may be anywhere in their career. They may be just starting out and not have kids yet.
Well, or they're having their first morning in the carpool line, and I'm not.
Exactly.
And I'm not.
Well, and I am. My kids have launched, and so I'm in a different stage now too. I'm not doing carpool either, but I don't call it empty nesting. I call it free birding, because you can go off and do what you want.
I've been free birding all my life. So.
Yeah, travel is a huge part of your life. And tell us a little bit about how your love of travel got started.
Well, when I was in my 20s, after my grandmother died, I've been very close to my grandparents all my life. My grandfather, who I guess he was in his late 70s at that point, he wanted to travel, and he wanted to take all of his grandchildren on a trip. So I raised my hand. There are 4 of us.
Okay.
And I raised my hand to go on the first trip. I think we went to Normandy maybe the first time. So he would always travel through Auburn through trips that Auburn University put on. So you kind of have to visualize, these are kind of Greyhound bus trips. I brought the average age down by quite a bit, but I did not care. Like, he wanted to go. I raised my hand probably more than any of the other grandchildren, but I got to go on some really amazing trips in my early 20s.
And you got that
some great time with him.
Yeah.
And that probably more than anything sparked my love of travel. And great memories that we made. And that kind of launched me into wanting to travel, wanting to see the world, and more than anything else, expose that same opportunity to other people in my life.
And so the other people in your life you expose that to, you have nieces and nephews?
Yeah. So if you fast forward to today, my husband and I love to pay that gift forward to other people in our life, which right now, most recently have been my nephews. My brother and sister-in-law have 2 precious boys, and we've been able to take them on trips and show them the world. And if I can leave this earth having done anything, it would be to show other people different places. Seeing the world through other people's eyes for the first time is probably better than seeing it yourself. So
True.
I hope to be able to continue that to other young people that pop up in our life along the way.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and then you put together some small curated trips too, don't you?
I do. So continuing on the travel thing, when I turned 40, I was sort of in this interesting phase in life. So I mentioned that my husband and I do not have children. That did not come to us by choice, but we made peace with it and have found a very happy, fulfilling, and busy life. But as I was starting to turn 40, I thought, like, all my friends are in the carpool line or at the soccer field or PTO or whatever you do when you're raising children, and I'm not there. And I've got to find something to do with my time. I love my work and I spend a lot of time at my work, but it can't be the only thing. So I went on a trip with a lady out of Waco, Texas. She curates small group trips, and they're very focused on design, interiors, art, shopping. And so I went to the south of France. I was the only person that went, that I didn't know anybody else on the trip. My mom could not process what I was doing, but I did it. I had to do it. I knew there had to be something out there that could sort of, this sounds kind of hokey, but like feed my soul.
Yeah.
So I show up. I'll never forget walking in the door in this house in Provence. And I thought, oh God, I don't know anybody that's going to be in here. What have I done? Turned out to be one of the best things I ever did for myself.
Did you have your own room?
I did not.
Oh, wow. So
my roommate was a lady named Kim from Australia.
Do you stay in touch
and we
with
stay
her?
in touch.
Aww.
She's actually in Provence right now. So she has become a really good friend. And I loved that trip so much. I still keep in touch with several people from that trip. I've since traveled with Mary 6 or 7 times. I've brought several Birmingham girls on those trips with me. And as time allows, I want to do more of that on my own, curating small group trips, helping people plan travel. I just really believe sometimes you have to go out of your comfort zone to really find who you are or what's important to you, or see the world through a different lens. Like, if you're really paying attention, there's so much to be learned out there in the world. So
it's humbling to travel. It's
humbling and it's hard. Like, what is that quote? There are 2 places I want to be, either at home or outside of the country. And that kind of describes me as a person.
I love to go away and I love to come home. There's nothing that beats coming home after a trip.
I would agree with that sentiment. So, yeah, that was kind of my launch into travel post traveling with my grandfather.
Mm-hmm. When I was doing some note taking for this interview, I was wondering, do you consider yourself a homebody with wanderlust, or a traveler who's homesick?
Both.
Yeah.
I would say both. My mother has always said to me once, you either are the kind of person that likes to go out and see the world, or you're the kind of person that likes the world to be brought to you. And I think she's actually right. And now I kind of define people by where I feel like they fit in those descriptions. But I think I definitely like to go out and see the world, but I also am definitely a homebody.
Yeah.
Like, when I'm at home, I like to be at home.
Yep. And what feels like home to you? Like, I know you used to have a bigger house here in Birmingham, and you have sold that to redo a house, your family home in Eufaula. Is that right?
That's right. My husband and I are both from Eufaula, Alabama. We are high school sweethearts, and our relationship did not go straight through, but thankfully we have, we're also celebrating our 25th wedding anniversary this year. So lots to celebrate this year. And he and I both have a very strong love for Eufaula. And we had the opportunity to take my family home in that same town a couple of years ago. We were doing some restoring of the home. And so we decided to downsize here. We have a condo here in Birmingham. I think that confuses people about where do we live. I think a lot about us confuses people because our life is very non-traditional.
That's why you're sitting here with me.
But that's okay. People don't need to understand everything.
They really don't.
And so we have a condo here, and then we have this restored family home in Eufaula. I have a really, really strong sense of place, maybe too strong of a sense of place, because I could not let the home's been in our family since the early 1900s. Wow. I have spent every single Christmas Day lunch of my life around that dining room table that we obviously kept. And my mother and my aunt would say the same thing.
Traditions are huge for you.
Traditions are huge for me.
Yeah. And if you follow Ragan on Instagram, you see a lot of those beautiful dinners and lunches and celebrations you put together. And you kind of, when you say either people go out into the world or they have the world brought to them. And I think your Instagram is a really kind of a nice nexus of that. So I think there's a lot of inspiration there. And I think you always say that you're not a creative in terms of like, you're not a maker or a doer or a chef or a designer, but you do have this itch that constantly needs to be scratched. And it seems like Instagram does a little bit of that for you.
Yes. I keep quoting other people, but it's one of my favorite things to do. My dear friend, Mary Cox Brown, loves to say that I'm a complete contradiction. And I actually think she's right.
And she is a flower designer.
Yes.
Right?
Her business is Marigold Design. And she is, one of my very favorite people on the earth. And she keeps me honest, and I'm very grateful for that. But she's right about me. I am a contradiction in a lot of ways, although I think most people are, if they're being honest with themselves. Because I'm a businesswoman by day and I'm not a creative. I I like to associate with creative people. And I like to use Instagram as my creative outlet. Like most of what I share on Instagram is other people's creative work. I'm just very drawn to it.
To the pretty.
Yeah.
Drawn to the pretty.
And people seem to like what I share or what I have curated to share.
Yes.
And yes, I throw in a Taco Bell and a 7 Brew post all the time. And if you wonder why I would do that, I don't even know why you would ask, because that is my livelihood. That is what I do. That is what I care about the most. And I'm really interested in. I mean, those are both marketing companies. You know, if you really think about it, we're marketing to our consumers. And so,
well, and marketing is storytelling.
Absolutely.
Good marketing.
And I think both of those brands do a really good job.
Yeah.
Taco Bell is very famous for knowing who their consumers are and marketing to them in a very unique way. And I'm very proud of that. We're the largest franchisee in that system. So yeah, I share what I love. And if you like it, great. And if you don't, that's okay.
Out.
That's
you just
okay.
Keep scrolling,
yes.
right? Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. Something I've seen on your Instagram recently, I think you have it pinned at the top, but it's all about reverie. What does that mean to you?
It's when my Instagram has had a couple of lives.
Yeah.
Just like we all have. And the last I used to call my Instagram the Frances Flair. So Frances is my first name. I'm named for my grandmother, back to the love of traditions. A couple years ago, I changed it just back to my name that I go by. So it seemed more recognizable. And I added travel because of my love of travel and interest in sort of curating the small group trips that we've talked about, and reverie of just like being playful and fun and curating interesting images that people are drawn to. So that's what I batted around a lot of words. And that was the word that just kind of kept coming up.
I love it.
And I love the French language. I've always loved the French language. I love to learn anything.
Yeah.
And I wanted to do something French and fun and kind of cheeky, but the word reverie just kind of fit.
Was there an alternate word you thought of that was cheeky?
That's a good question. I'm always thinking of words. Like I'm already thinking of what I want to call my Instagram next.
Oh, really?
But I don't know.
But do you lose people when you change the name, or do you, in your experience?
I don't know.
And
I don't care. I don't care. I'm not in it for that.
Yeah.
I don't have anything to sell.
Right.
I don't have a product or I don't have anything to sell.
It's just your creative thing.
I love to name things.
Ooh.
I
think that's a gift.
Well, I think it's also a very Southern thing. Maybe I'm not sure if that's right or not, but I love to name things. So I've always loved to name houses.
Okay. Does your current condo have a name?
No, my condo does not have a name, but I'd be glad to take ideas. And I don't mean to keep coming back to not having children, but it's just something that uniquely is part of our story. So not having children to name, like I've always wanted to name things or places or I don't know.
Did you have, and we can cut this out if you want to, but did you have names picked out?
Oh, yes. I had names for children.
You did?
I had a book from when I was probably 10 years old where I had written girl and boy names. Didn't most girls have that? Or was that just a weird one?
No, you were not. But you had a whole list of names.
Yeah.
And
a lot of them, again, being Southern, a lot of them were family names. And yes, I did.
Yeah. And that must have been really hard to reconcile. Having a dream from when you were 10 and having a full house and dirty feet and a screen door in the back that was kind of dented from where kids put their hand in it. But you've come to a place where you have accepted that.
Yes. I think Brad and I have made something that could have been really hard and was really hard. Our story of not having children, which I have no problem talking about, was not by choice. It was something we intended to do and wanted to do. And it just wasn't in our cards after a number of years of trying different things. But we made something that could have been really hard long-term, could have been a struggle long-term, into the most positive we could. Yeah. And I think we're really living that out.
Yeah.
And I think I used to be jealous of other people's lives, and now they're jealous of ours. And I mean that a little bit tongue in cheek.
Right.
But you just got to, I mean, all of us are dealt some sort of hand in life.
Yeah.
And it really just depends on what you do with it.
Yes.
And it's easy for me to say that now. It's taken a lot of years to get here,
Yeah.
especially in the South, where being a married couple that doesn't have children is distinctly different than everyone else.
And everybody asks why.
Everybody asks why.
Yeah. And I find it more nowadays, like my older sister and her husband don't have kids by choice, but it's, everybody has to deal with that question of, well, why? And everybody's answer is different.
Everybody's answer is different. I work with a lot of people outside of this state, a lot of people in the Northeast, a lot of people on the West Coast, and a lot of those women, at least early on, I don't find that now. I mean, of course, my friends are extremely accepting of us and our story. We don't even talk about it anymore.
Right.
It's just a given. But a lot of the women in those different communities, it's just more real to them because they see it more, and it's more the norm. And it's becoming more and more the norm.
Right. Right. Well, and there's kind of maybe a little bit of you can tell me if you feel this, a leveling out now that you are past the age where all your friends have littles.
Right. We've got folks graduating from high school in my friend group, and folks getting married, and we also have littles. So my friend group ages of their children kind of spans really, I think, kindergartners all the way to weddings being planned.
Right.
So it doesn't stick out like it did, or feel like it sticks out like it did.
Yeah. And that might have been more on your side, just
I'm
feeling
sure,
it.
just like anything.
Yeah.
Just like any life transition that makes you feel different than everybody else.
Right. Yes, I feel that totally. So I know you have a mentor who's really important to you.
I do. I have a business partner. I don't think she would mind me sharing her name. Her name is Marjorie Perlman. We have worked together for the better part of the last 25 years. And she is a single woman from New York who runs our marketing, communications, and community team. And we've worked together professionally for a long time. She's become a good friend. She's always been a mentor to me. And not having children, she has really helped me define what is legacy. Was something you and I talked about in preparing for this conversation. And what does it all mean?
Yeah.
If you don't have that direct path of having children, which is something I'm kind of obsessed with, maybe in a little bit of an unhealthy way, but you can talk about wills and succession planning, which I also like to talk about. And some of my friends and I kind of joke about it. Who doesn't have a will? Why don't you have a will? Like, that's one thing, but it's more about legacy and purpose and what are you doing with your life to have meaning when you look back on it. And Marjorie has been a real gift in just watching how she's lived her life. And
is she older?
She's a little bit older.
Okay.
Yes. And so she's done a really good job of doing so much in the community that means something to her, and giving back to the younger, the community, and the younger people in her life that matter to her. She's extremely intentional about it. And I think that is what is important.
And you've gleaned a lot of that from her.
And she talks openly with me about it.
Right.
And that helps. And I hope one day I can do that for somebody else.
I think you are.
Well, I hope so. I'd like to.
Yeah.
Because I think about it a lot, Brad, and I think about it a lot. What impression are we making, and what are we doing, and what legacy do we want to leave?
Right. You and I talked about this before. It was like, what's the point?
What is the point?
Yeah.
I say that all the time. Like, what is the point of these early mornings at the office? What is the point? Like, what am I trying to impress upon these nieces and nephews of mine and godchildren? And
but does that mean that you're a human being or human doing? If you feel like there has to be a goal, like, what is the point? I struggle with that. I struggle with, like, what does rest look like? What does it mean to just be? And would people actually like me just being me and not actually accomplishing something or checking things off on a to-do list.
Yeah, I do the same. I think that's true for all high achievers. Like, I don't know how to rest.
Oh, thanks.
No, I've never learned how to rest. So let me know when you figure it
Yeah,
out.
I'm still working on it.
That's why I look so tired today. So yes, ditto to all of that.
I know for someone listening who feels like it's too late to pivot or add a new chapter after 40 or after 50, what would you say?
I think the after 40 years are the best.
Yeah.
I tell that to everybody I come across that is turning 40. That's kind of or turning 50. I think that's when you can start to really be honest with yourself. Like my grandmother always said, don't marry until you're 35. And I was like, ha ha ha, you're so, that's funny.
Right.
But after you turn 35, you kind of get what she was saying. Like, you don't know who you are until you're in your mid 30s, arguably later. So I just think it's so freeing to age well and be true to yourself. And like, you just kind of let all the other stuff fade away.
Yeah. I will say this. I hope it doesn't offend you, but sometimes I feel like when I get older, my give a shitter has gone out.
No, it doesn't offend me at all.
Yeah. And so if you get me, you get me. And if you don't, just keep on going.
And I think that's true for everybody, which makes everybody just like each other more. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know that our society is really quite there, but I find in pockets, we're there.
Pockets. Yeah, exactly.
So that's, if you want to pursue something, pursue it. That's just a more freeing age, or at least it has been for me.
And it could start small. It could start small with, if you've always had a passion for art, you've dropped your kids off at school, go down to the BMA or whatever museum is wherever you live, and give yourself an hour of that time in front of something pretty. If you can't travel, then find it where you are.
Oh, absolutely. And there's so many great things in this community. I mean, I've retaken French at Sanford. They do these little night sort of intensive classes. It hasn't really taken. I think I'm going to have to move to France to really learn French. I've done, Deborah Stone's Dahlia class because I'm really into flower growing.
Deborah Stone of Stone Hollow Farmstead. Yes.
A lot of my friends will laugh if they listen to this about my flower growing abilities, but nonetheless, it is something I
Are you good at it or
not really? Brad is. Brad is a true Renaissance man. He can do anything. I have these ideas and then he's like, just step aside and let me do it.
You said he's your North Star.
He is absolutely my North Star.
And
he is my North Star in my life, and he can do anything.
Yeah.
He truly is talented in business and in
personal,
all things. Like it's really kind of mind blowing to watch what he can do. Like,
do you feel like that's a yin and a yang, or do you feel like it's like notches and things that go together like that?
I mean, I think we're a good
match.
It work? I mean, it's certainly, it's been far from perfect at times, but like anything, I think our marriage has aged well and has used our stumbling blocks over the years to get better. And I know that's not true for everyone. So I think it's one of the lucky marks we have found in our life, but
yeah, work. That's not just luck. That's work.
It's work. It has been work. And I think we complement each other well. Like, we're both introverts that have to learn how to be extroverts. Everybody thinks I'm an extrovert, and that's very much false. He is a true introvert that mostly doesn't even try to be an extrovert.
He lets you do that?
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't even always get the credit for it, but he just can do things. He's always just knows how to do things. I don't know.
Did he grow up that way? Did he grow up just fixing things?
I think he just grew up figuring a lot of things out. And, I mean, he grew up in the generation of just like, hey, it's Saturday. Just see you when you get back.
Yeah. Leave the house.
And I didn't even have that much freedom. So I think it really is a story of that served him well in his life. And he can cook because he cooked growing up. He can farm because he knows, I don't know. It's just kind of remarkable.
Yeah. That's awesome. Because to have a partner, it gives you some freedom to pursue. It gives you kind of a little bit of a safety net to pursue some things.
Yes.
Especially when you have a champion like that behind
and
you.
And he likes all of that sort of thing. And he's comfortable with it. I'm actually thankful he doesn't like to play golf because it makes our life run better.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Some women like that. They like to have a husband be out of the house for 3 or 4 or 5 hours on a weekend.
Well, and I like to be with him.
Yeah. And I think that's how it works.
Yeah, it's another thing my mom says. She's like, I think the only person you really want to be with is him. And I'm like, you're not wrong.
Sorry. At least you married him. Now, dude, does he travel well with you?
He does.
Oh my God.
He does.
Okay.
He does.
Okay. Because that could be a make or break thing if y'all don't travel well together.
But we also spend a lot of time apart.
Okay.
We're currently working in 2 separate cities during the weeks. We're very comfortable in our separateness.
Yeah.
Also, we travel separately. We travel together. Like maybe that's part of a long marriage or a young marriage. I'm not sure, or just our personalities.
Yeah.
My little group trips are mostly women. Anyone's welcome, but because they're so design and shopping focused, they tend to appeal more to women.
Yeah.
But we both love to travel.
Yeah. What's your next trip you have planned?
I'm going to Ireland in a few weeks. It is a highly curated trip, actually through Birmingham Botanical Gardens and through my friend Mary Baskin that I mentioned earlier, and a gentleman by the name of Cosmo Brockway who does a lot of work with World of Interiors.
Oh, nice.
And he's a travel writer, and he has curated the trip. So it's gardens and castles of Ireland. I'm very excited. I've never been to Ireland.
Now, you need to watch John Wayne, The Quiet Man, before you go.
Okay.
Yeah. Before I travel to a new place, kind of like that, I've done this with my kids too, is like we'll watch movies that are set in a place to kind of, you start dreaming in advance.
You start to feel like you're in the environment.
Yeah. And Quiet Man is one of those about Ireland.
Okay. Well, that's
okay. I know you did just get back from New York. You had a great time.
I did. I've been in New York.
You got some me time?
I did. I snuck in a little bit of me time. I was there for a conference for work, and snuck in a little, anytime I can sneak in, even if it's just a couple hours to see something new in the city.
Yeah.
Even if it's a city you've been to a million times.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah. And you're always taking pictures.
I love photography.
Yeah.
I think that's what I love about Instagram is it's visual and not words. I mean, you're a writer, so you love
But I
words,
love the visual.
But I just like the quiet of the image. And as I've gotten older, I really love to take pictures. Like if I could have like a hobby or a second life, that might be part of it. I don't know. But for now, I just do it for fun.
Yeah.
So I've enjoyed that on Instagram.
I think it's a massive creative outlet. Like my kids give me such a hard time that like a regular walk or a meal or something takes longer because I'm taking pictures.
Yes.
I love the act of capturing something in that moment.
I do too. But then you also balance that with like, do you want to just be in the moment? Or do you want to take a picture of it? And then what am I going to do with this picture? But
exactly.
I like to take the picture. And then of course, Brad will take the picture and his picture's better than mine. But it's a fun little competition.
Yeah. Yeah. I went to the Apple store the other day and I was like, I need to clean this up. And I have like 180,000 pictures on my phone. And I was like, what's the simple way to, his guy goes, you have to go through every single one and decide whether you want to keep it.
I do that on airplanes.
Okay. I write letters on airplanes because I feel like I'm confined to a space and I like to handwrite letters.
I love to handwrite letters, and that's a much better use of time.
No, we need both.
But
maybe we need longer trips.
Maybe
we can do both.
Maybe so.
All right. So you spend that. I also thought about like every morning when I wake up, like I'm already going to be online. Why don't I just go through all the pictures of today's date and sort them out?
Or start at the beginning.
Oh my gosh.
It's easier because they're older and you don't feel as attached, or maybe you feel more attached.
That's true. That's true. Or just delete them in the moment after you got that one that you really
delete all the other ones.
Yeah, exactly. All right. See, I told you the time was going to fly.
Yeah.
And it wasn't hard, was it?
No, it wasn't.
It's just a conversation.
It wasn't hard.
Okay. So mantras. I know you said you've got some. You're like, oh, it just got hard. No, because we already talked about this. You have a work mantra that you have from Brene Brown.
Oh, yeah. Well, okay. Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I have too. Well, so my team motto is a Brene Brown mantra, I guess, of clear as kind.
Yeah.
And I think that's from her. I'm pretty sure it is. And we try to filter everything we do through being clear, because even when it's hard, being clear is kind.
Yep.
We've had a busy and complicated couple of years with some big projects, and I don't know that I've done the best job with that. So when we were having this conversation the other day, it reminded me that maybe we need to get kind of back to basics. And I will say, I don't know if this is a mantra or not, but our company values align very much with my personal values, which are selfless, hardworking, and kind.
Okay.
And so if I were to have a mantra or a set of, general values that aren't spiritual in nature, I think those are what I would leave you with.
I think we could use more of that.
Well, and
everywhere.
if my personal values don't align with my business values that I am highly invested in with my time and energy every day, then there's a problem. So I hope.
Well, you wouldn't have been there for 25 years if it didn't align.
Well, very true. And I was part of the team that created those.
You helped set the culture.
That was a big group of people and big exercise, but those are, for me, very easy values to align with.
Did y'all do a whole visioning session?
We did. And Marjorie was a big part of that. Marjorie is a big visionary.
Oh, wow.
Yes, along with several others on our team.
Okay.
So, I'm more of a tactical person and not as much of a visionary.
Right.
But they do bring me along.
That's awesome. Let's see. We talked about that, your mantra, and we talked about legacy and how we're just going to create legacy where you create it. And it doesn't have to come in the form of progeny, that your legacy lives on in your nieces and nephews.
Yeah, and maybe your legacy is just how you live your life every day. Like maybe sometimes we're thinking about it too hard. But I still like to think
overthinking. Who would do that?
Oh my gosh, right.
I think that comes with being curious.
And it's funny. I had a note about curiosity and just serving. Just allow yourself to serve your own curiosity, or there's some better way to say that. But I think as you get older, like I love being curious. That's why I like to take French classes and learn how to plant flowers, even if I never do it.
Right. Yeah, I know how to do it,
which is kind of my mantra. I learn how to do a lot of things and then I don't do them.
Okay.
I've been saying for 25 years I was going to cook, and I've never really cooked a meal. But I buy a lot of cookbooks.
Yeah.
So it's always this thing out there I'm going to do later.
Right. Well, you can always do one thing a week.
Yeah.
If you want to.
Right. But I'm very curious about the concept. So curiosity to me is kind of the key to a happy life.
Aren't you drawn to curious people?
Very.
Oh my gosh.
Well, that's part of my love of learning. I want to learn about people.
Yeah.
Just as much as I want to learn about, how-tos or whatever.
Yeah. The number of times I feel like I ask someone a question and they kind of sometimes they give me a bit of a look. I'm like, I'm just curious.
Well, it's probably what makes you good at what you do.
Well, thank you. I'm very curious. I love to know the whys. And you and I talked about succession plans, and I always want to ask people about that because like you, I think 5-10 steps ahead, and I want to see where someone has grown. What did they plan to do with it? So I think that's all just part of being curious.
I agree.
Yep. What are you reading these days?
I read either business related topics like the Jim Collins book, which maybe that's not totally business, or I read fiction books.
Okay.
Like I just finished Yesteryear. I'll be honest with you. It's everybody's talking about it.
Okay.
It wasn't my favorite.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, I do love historical fiction. I do love memoirs. I love to read. I'm in the car a lot because, like I mentioned, Brad and I are back and forth between Birmingham and Uvalde or various places. So I do all Audible.
Okay.
I'm always interested in a good book. But a lot of it's fiction.
Okay. But you like memoirs too?
Yes.
I love a good memoir.
Yes.
What's your favorite one you've read? I'll tell you mine.
Okay.
And then you can think on yours.
Okay. I have a really bad memory.
I just like the look of fear. I'm sorry. All right. One of my favorite memoirs was Jacques Pepin's memoir, his autobiography.
I need to read that.
It's old. It might be 20 years old, maybe less, but it's called The Apprentice, My Life in the Kitchen. And the resiliency he had growing up. I mean, he cooked for Charles de Gaulle, and he started his career. He was in his career, and then he went to Holiday Inn, and he was like the chief culinary guy for Holiday Inn when it was like a travel lodge.
Well, I'll read that.
Yeah.
I've not read that.
And it has a couple of recipes in it too. So maybe you can count that as a cookbook.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Well, I mean, everybody's talking about this now, but Theo of Golden is certainly, I believe, a must read for everyone. I happen to have a little bit of a personal connection to the story because my sister-in-law's family owns the coffee shop where Alan got his inspiration to write the book. So I feel very connected to Alan and Theo in the story. And I think it's just, if we could all model our lives a little bit after Theo, the world would be an easier place to exist.
Yeah. A little grace, a little bit of looking outside yourself and not waiting until the end of your life to do that.
Right. And we're talking at my office about this concept of doing well by doing good.
Yep.
And I think that book really embodies that. So
I think good marketing is rooted in doing well by doing good. So,
yes.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Favorite meal in Birmingham? I never say, people always like, what's your favorite place to eat in Birmingham? I'm like, you're going to have to give me categories. Is it an anniversary place? Is it a birthday dinner? Is it Friday with the girls? And so sometimes I just think about what my favorite meal is.
Okay. Here. I'm going to tell you the meal I eat the most.
Okay.
This is not going to be any kind of highbrow.
That's
answer,
okay.
But I eat at Surin at least 2 nights a week.
Oh, what's your go-to order there?
I just get coconut soup and some noodle dish.
Okay.
And I can make 2 meals out of it.
That's the best part.
Since I'm by myself a lot during the week, it checks a lot of boxes.
Yeah.
But you can find me at Surin.
Okay.
A lot.
Okay. Have you ever tried their chicken larb?
Yes, it's very good.
I love the larb.
It's very good.
Okay.
But the Birmingham food scene is obviously one of my favorite things about Birmingham. I know we agree on that. And I try to go, I'm going to the new Sea Betty place.
Oh, yeah.
tonight.
Yeah. Little Betty Sea Bar.
Yes.
Sea Bar right next door. Yeah.
Yes. Right across the street from me. So it'll be easy. It's easy to get
You
to.
can just walk home. That's perfect.
But yeah, that's my staple.
Okay. Good to know.
And
yeah.
Everybody who knows me that listens to this would have laughed if I said anything different because they know.
Yeah. And I love that when they redid the whole Surin facade, that they had that special door just for to-go orders. They know their crowd. They know you. That's right. That's right. Do you collect anything?
Oh, I love to collect old books. I love to collect, I don't know that I have anything that I'm like after. I love to collect scarves. I've been admiring the one on your neck. I have a collection of my great grandmother was a camellia grower.
Ooh.
And they're still in our yard in Eufaula. And I have all the old camellia yearbooks from the American Camellia Society, and she was named in a lot of them because she grafted camellias.
Wow.
So that is a collection that I have that I'm very proud of.
Yeah. Well, like when you go to Ireland, is there something that you're...
I love antiques, but it's just not any particular collection of things. I am a buy something and find somewhere to put it later kind of person.
Yeah.
But it just has to be something I love.
Has to be something that speaks to you.
I love old books. I love,
Yeah.
anything old.
Yeah, I get that too. So, although I'm going to need more bookshelves in my house because I don't buy bigger things. I'm more like, is it going to fit in my suitcase and where am I going to put it when I get home?
Yes. Now, my sister-in-law, on the other hand, will buy anything when we're on these European trips and then figure out how to get it home. I admire.
That's a skill set.
Oh, it is a skill that I do not have.
No.
I just don't have the brain power to figure out how to make it work, but she can do it.
Wow.
She can do it. It's a talent.
Okay. I need to go on one of these trips sometime.
It is just to watch her figure it out.
Yeah.
It's pretty entertaining.
It's like a Tetris game.
Yeah. She'll buy the suitcases, do the whole thing. And I'm like, nah, I'm not going to do that. Okay. But you go for it.
Wow. Awesome. Thank you so much for sitting down with me today.
Thank you for having me.
You.
I really enjoyed it.
This was great. Thanks.